Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Hardcore Create. And before we get started, I'm actually going to show you guys a little montage of me upgrading my gear. Specifically me getting mending, and this actually took a lot longer than I anticipated. Because this stupid villager right here kept giving me random enchants. Like bro, why do I want Hellfire for? What is that? What even is that?
Oh my god, finally. Oh my god. Now that we finally got mending, I'm actually gonna go ahead and just steal this guy. We cannot let this guy go anytime soon. But now I'm gonna head back to the village, grab some more emeralds, and try to buy some bookshelves. That way we can go ahead and start enchanting because we are level 42. And I want to be more prepared. But now we have level 30 enchants. Let's go ahead and get our enchants out of the way. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Create Hardcore Minecraft. I'm recording this right after I uploaded the first episode, so I'm not really sure how that's doing. I can't look at your guys' comment, unfortunately. Actually, if we come over here, I did make a little board really quickly. So yeah, I do have a couple of things I want to get done today. Not all of this, but today what I want to make is an automatic iron farm with a building on top of that, to make it look nice. I also want to fix the pathway, and actually that's probably going to be last because I do want to use andesite, and I want to make an iron farm and feed the remaining flint into another building for andesite, because you can actually make andesite with flint and lava and gravel. That's super easy. We just make a cobblestone generator with a millstone. And I also want to make an automatic precision mechanism assembly line. That is a lot of complex words, I know. But basically that's going to allow us to make rotation speed controllers and mechanical arm. And actually I am going to need a mechanical arm if I want to make the automatic iron farm. And you guys will see why in a second. But first I do need to show you guys a couple of things. Why is that tweaking now? Holy. And come down here. I did dig this out. Why is there... It's nothing too crazy. Basically what this is a little automatic casing maker. So what I can do is put a stack of logs in here. I can put andesite alloy or brass or copper, whatever, and then it'll turn it into casing automatically. That way I don't have to do it manually each time. And if we come over here, this is really the main part. But I used to go mining and smelt down the ores, which yeah, I can do it like that. But I can also crush it down and wash it and get extra gunpowder, clay, and a redstone, which is what I am doing. So really quickly, if I show you guys, I'll put in a stack of copper. It gets crushed, and actually I can speed this up really quickly. So basically we crush on the ore and we get nuggets of experience right here, and then the ore gets washed, hopefully. Yep, and then it turns into nuggets, and then the nuggets get picked up, go into here, and get pressed. And there's actually nuggets in here. It would have been good if I did this correctly instead of screwing it up the first time you guys are seeing this. So basically we're just going to put all of the raw ore we mine in here, it'll crush down and send it over here, and turn it into ingots. And we can also make another one of these to turn it into blocks, but I feel like that's too much. We can easily manually do that. Now actually I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't really have a design in mind, so we're just going to hop into a creative world right now. Alright, so I think this is actually going to work pretty well. The gravel should be onto this bill, it's going to be pushed over here and then get washed, and then get onto another bill and get pressed into iron, and the flint's going to be taken off to the other building. So next step is actually getting cobblestone into the millstones, which we're going to have a chute above, and this is where the cobblestone is going to have to be. So we're going to have lava right up top of here, and this is where our water is going to be, and then we can just have the drills right on top. Alright, so I have the list in my hand, and I guess we can go ahead and start collecting the materials. So we're going to need 8 drills, 8 millstones, 8 chutes, 3 steam engine, 36 fluid tanks, 1 mechanical press, 1 basin, 3 belts, 1 encased fan, and some extra wiring components. That shouldn't be too much. Let's go ahead and get started. The next step is going to be finding a spot to build this, and once again I'm not really sure, but I do know that this is going to be kind of a big building, so I do want a bigger space, and I also want a building next to it which I can transport a flint into. Alright, you know what, I'm thinking over here in this little mountain area should be fine. I could flatten it down a little bit, have a building right here, and some stairs connecting to them, and I think that looked pretty good. So let's go ahead and cut down some of these trees. So what I'm planning on is having the path continue on over here into some stairs. So right here is where the door is going to be. Collection system right here. This is where we're going to collect the stuff. Steam engine is probably going to be somewhere in this corner. So let's go ahead and make the steam engine first of all, which I don't have blaze burners actually, or a mechanical arm. How did I forget to add those to the list? So we're going to have our chutes right here, followed by our millstones, of course. And then the cobblestone is going to be generated right on top of this. Alright, so let's go ahead and get all of the water placed. And now our lava. Oh no, I gotta put a funnel right here. No, that's not what I meant to do. Right there. Okay, I think we're good. The wiring is actually really bad, but you know, it's gonna be hidden, so it's not really gonna matter. This has 16 nuggets in. Oh, that's why. The flint is being stored in here. So for now, I'm just going to store it into a different storage drawer, but that is very temporary. I am going to change it up later on in this episode, actually. Why is that hand crank going crazy? I'm going to put some upgrades in here and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, everybody, welcome back. It is the next day for me. For you guys, probably like 2 seconds have passed, but I have let this run overnight. I actually fill this up as well. And let's see how much iron we actually managed to grab. All right, so we have 1,419 ingots, which is actually a good amount. I don't think we're ever going to need more than that. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this should have been running as well. So we have 7,000 logs, which is actually pretty insane. So now what I want to do is actually clear this area out and make a little factory for andesite, because andesite is a key component. This is so loud. Let me not do that. Okay, I think that should be good, and I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown. So right here we have the iron farm. I want to have a little building around it, and what I actually want to do over here, since the flint is on this side, is make a little small train that is actually decorated as like a little storage mover. So then I'll come over here, pick it up, and come follow a path alongside this way, and then drop it off right over here. So the flint's gonna come over here into like an item vault or something like that, and then it's gonna go onto a little conveyor belt. And I don't actually have a mixer, but you guys get the whole idea. I'm going to go ahead and set it up, except for the train, of course. All right, so I think I have everything set up. The only thing we need to do now is link up the power and link up the train station over here. But for now, let's link up the power. So we're going to make a steam engine right alongside over here. I'm pretty sure we can make a steam engine like this. We don't have to make a 3x3. Hopefully that will work. So right here, we're going to have our water, and we're going to place our mechanical pump right here. That is not how I want it. 2 steam engines right here, and actually I do need to make, oh, I already have one. Thank God I have this rotation speed controller, because I did not feel like making another one. Or actually I can do a rotation speed controller right here, large cog wheel right there, and then encased chain drive. That is so wonky, but that should work here. And actually what I can do is connect this to an encased chain drive, and then connect it right here, and put this to the cog wheel, and then I can slap on some cog wheels over here. And all I have to do is power the steam engine, and there you go. Everything is wired up appropriately. Now let's make our little train thingy. So in order to actually make our little train slash car, we are going to need a train casing, which means we're going to need another piece of sturdy sheet. You guys already know how to do that, so I'm gonna go do that right now. Why is there a raccoon in... Now, unfortunately, I do not have create steaming rails installed, so we are going to have to make an underground track, but that really shouldn't be a problem at all. Alright, so I've done a couple of things off camera. Actually, I need to explain this to you guys really quickly. So first of all, I made this little train thing. It is going to be covered up eventually. I'm going to do that in today's video as well. But the flint gets put into here, then gets put into here, goes into the portable storage interface, which then gets picked up by this thingy, whatever it is, which is driven by the sheep. You guys can name him down in the comments. I'm open to any name suggestions. And then we're gonna back it up over here. This is purely for looks. Then it's gonna come all the way over here, and it's gonna drop it off into here. So now that we have flint here, all we need to do is power this, and we also need a lava source. So I'm gonna do that right now, actually. But before we do that, there's one more thing I would like to grab, and that is the digging enchantment. What the digging enchantment is that you put it on the portable drill, and then the portable drill is now able to mine a 3x3 area, which is going to help us a ton while digging out this underneath. And from doing some research, you can only find it in certain structures or villager trades. Which is why this footage is sped up, because I went on an hour-long adventure to try to search for this. Wait, hold up, I have an idea. Let's see if I can grab the digging enchantment this way. Actually, no way. There's actually no way. 9 emeralds. Oh my god, we're so lucky. So yeah, we can get started on our little lava farm, but before we do that, let's go ahead and add our digging enchant. Takes 1 level, and I'm gonna show you guys how broken this really is. Alright, so let me show you guys this enchantment, which you guys probably already guessed what it does. Yeah, it does mine a 3x3 area. Super useful, actually. I believe that should be everything. The only thing we're missing is the cobblestone generator up here, but besides that, everything should be working. Also, this wiring is super janky, but it's fine. Now that we have all of that set up, the next step is going to be covering all of this up. it's gonna take a lot of work. Also want to have a pathway coming up here, so I think we can start with that.
I'm not gonna lie, I did make a whole design, but I decided to just scrap it because it didn't look as good as I intended it to look. But I did end up making some pathways, and I did a little bit of terraforming. Okay, well, actually a lot of terraforming.
Anyways, there are two more things that need to be done, and that is making a little roof for this. And I also want to build another building over here that is going to contain gravel, cobblestone, and sand. So I think for now we can go ahead and build this building because I don't have an idea of how I want that yet. I'm not gonna lie, there are a couple of things we need to do. So to actually build this little group of farms, we are going to need a steam engine. I'm not sure what level, I'm pretty sure level 2 should be fine. But we are going to need to make some mechanical arms as well as some redstone links. And to make mechanical arms, we're gonna need precision mechanisms. And to make precision mechanisms, you need an assembly line. So I think right now we can go ahead and make ourselves a little assembly line. And to do that, we're gonna need 3 deployers, which shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, now that we have the little room, we can go ahead and install the steam engine, which I need more fluid tanks for. So I guess really quickly we can just do this. Yeah, that should work perfectly actually. So let me really quickly grab a couple of gold sheets and we can just throw this in here. Hopefully it works. I did come up with a little bit of a complicated system though, but it is very satisfying. Yep, this does seem to work. Perfect. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and set up our steam engine over here. Alright, so we can go ahead and start with the easiest one, which is going to be cobblestone for sure. So for this, I'm thinking we can have the shoes come along over here, and then the cobblestone is going to be generated right there, which means that the water is going to have to be over here, and that the lava is going to have to be over here. So now if we break this cobblestone, more should form, which it does. So we're going to put our mechanical drill right on top of there. That is facing the wrong way. And just like that, the cobblestone is now done. Next up, we have gravel. Now for gravel, we can do the exact same thing, except we can add in a millstone. And once again, we'll figure out their wiring later on. Considering that the wiring is coming from this way, we should have the crushing wheels facing this way as well. So we're going to have to feed the clay in here and the sand in here. And the flint is going to have to go somewhere else. Alright, I believe I fixed the collection system up. The only thing we need to do now is connect everything. Also, I need to put in the mechanical arm up here. So the cobblestone gets mined right here and gets crushed into gravel. We don't need gravel, so instead the gravel gets crushed again into here, turns into sand, clay, and flint. And actually, I just realized I don't have a spot for flint. So then all 3 of those resources get put into this conveyor line. The clay gets sucked up into this hopper, which then goes into this chute. The sand just follows the path and goes directly into the storage drawer. I believe I fixed everything. So whenever I flick this should toggle on and off, which means that it's going to turn this whole machine on and off. Everything seems to be working, so let's crank this bad boy to max speed. Still works. And actually, I'm kind of curious how much stress units we have left over, and we only have 2,000 stress units remaining. So yeah, now we have kind of an endless supply of gravel, cobblestone, sand, and clay.
You see that clip you just watched? That was over a month ago. I've been really lazy about this series. As you guys can tell, we have 400 clay in here, 6,000, 7,000, and 7,000 sand. But yeah. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next episode. Later.